You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts.
All right, Black and White Sports supporters, let's talk more about the CBA. Breanna Stewart, one of the VPs on the Executive Players Committee for the Players Union, has come out and made some comments. And look, one could say she's stating the obvious, but to hear it out loud and know, oh crap, there may be a strike coming down the line. I mean, it's ridiculous. Everybody knows they are not going to get what they're wanting from the revenue share. And I think we're all witnessing the worst fears of anybody that wants to see Caitlin Clark play, is that they're going to be willing to tank the season over a revenue share they got no hopes of getting. None. Do I think there are probably, as we're hearing, some fractures among the players? You know, you got some players that I think are ready to sign the CBA and some that are not. I think some players understand this revenue sharing thing is not going to happen. But Breanna Stewart comes out and confirmed the major source of disagreement is with the revenue share, and nothing's happening there. They're getting no closer. And, you know, the math is the math. The economics is the economics. There used to be a show back in the day on ESPN called Numbers Don't Lie. Long time ago, back when ESPN was still decent. And I'm sure the WNBA/NBA owners are sitting back going, the numbers don't lie. The money's not there. We're not going to tank the league over this ridiculous revenue sharing request that you guys keep putting out there. So we all know March 10th is the drop dead date, right? So the season won't get delayed. Although, I mean, I do wonder if they couldn't figure out how to get it in if it's 10 days after that or whatever. Nonetheless, that's where they want to have the framework done. We also don't know, are they going to be willing to push the season? This is something we haven't heard. I'd love to know. Are they going to be willing to push the season later? Because, you know, FIBA is in September too. They got to stop the season for that. Are they going to be willing to slide down into, let's just keep it real, December? Because the league needs to have a full season. One way or another. Breanna Stewart, the WNBA superstar who plays for the Liberty, serves as the vice president of the WNBPA, knows both sides want the season to happen. But she's not sure a deal will be done by the proposed deadline. And you know, it was just about 10 days ago that she was talking pretty optimistically. I believe she's one of the players that wants to play. And I believe we've heard there's a split on the committee, right? Amongst the committee members, in which there's 7 members, I tend to lean towards the idea that she's one of the ones that wants to sign the CBA. I could be wrong, but I think she's looking at the other committee members and where they stand, and the fact that the majority of the league, even though there's a split, the majority of the league still wants to hold out for this revenue share, and she's going, I don't think this is going to happen. Quote, I don't know. Yikes. Stewart told Fox News Digital after a long, thoughtful pause, quote, I don't know if a deal gets done by March 10th. Part of me wants to say yes, but part of me is like, negotiations have been really slow back and forth. There needs to be some serious movement within the next week. Literally, I don't know. Well, they can literally send a proposal back to each other every single day. But until that revenue sharing number has a 1 in front of it instead of a 2 of any sort, it's not going to happen. And I tend to lean towards the fact that they're going to have to get to around, I don't think the league's going to go over 17. I just don't. And I wonder, are they even willing to get there? The numbers either work or they don't, folks. The latest move was the WNBA sending a counter proposal to the Players Union where good things like paying for housing for all players for the upcoming season are in play. However, Stewart revealed the biggest roadblock in negotiation. It shouldn't come as a surprise considering the tension between the league and the players this past season. Quote, the one thing is what we really can't agree on, and that's the revenue sharing model. Stewart didn't go into specific dollar amounts. She did say why both sides don't see eye to eye right now about how the revenue sharing is being negotiated. The PA is asking for gross in the league. The WNBA is asking to deal in a SBI, which is a shared basketball income where you negotiate how much money goes into a pot, and that's how the money it's shared to the players. That's the sticking point. That's the part where anytime we get to those conversations, we are never on the same side. It goes on to talk about the players' union offered 27.5%. We now know the players have dropped that demand to 26%. It's still ludicrous. It's still ludicrous. Until you do no longer have a 2 in front of this or involved in this, I don't even believe it's in play. I don't even believe it's in play. The union had previously asked for 30%, but the league said the model would cause, quote, hundreds of millions of dollars of losses for our teams. So while the players like Stewart are standing the ground, Liberty Star also knows the clock is getting much closer to midnight. Well, the 2026 season was a historic one. Will be a historic one if we have it. I think from a number of different things, having a record-breaking TV deal finally coming into place, having 2 more teams with Portland and Toronto being added to the WNBA, it will be interesting to see if free agency happens fast, how much movement that will be. You're going to see players getting a lot more money than they ever have in the WNBA before. It's getting to a point now where both sides really need to be able to kind of adjust and adapt for each other. And again, what we've seen, the WNBA has not budged. They have not budged. And they have not budged because the players are not even in the ballpark. I mean, why counter proposal the revenue sharing model? Number one, maybe the league's not going to move at all. But when you're still 11% apart right now, I mean, forget about it. The league's like, why even bother? Plus, we've made our position clear, and they have not wavered at all since all this started. She went from sounding real optimistic about 10 days ago to not sounding like, she's like, eh. And you know what? I don't think it's because of the league. I think it's because she's watching where a lot of these players stand, and she's like, oh, crap, they're not going to be willing to compromise, and then this thing's turning into a nightmare. Now, the closer we get to the drop-dead date, we'll see how that goes. Word has it, they're not ready to re-vote on a strike yet. Tell me what you think. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you're still subscribed to this channel. Hit the like button. Peace. I'm out. Till next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.